Hi everybody, today we're going to educate you about Buddhism. First and foremost, Buddhism isn't really a religion, whereas it's more of a way of life to those who practice it. In this short video, we will, by teaching you guys about Buddhism, summarize. We'll be going through the wisdom, ideas, inspiration, thoughts, and the basis of religion. 3 artworks from Buddhism analysis, and the benefits as a designer. Firstly, wisdom and ideas of Buddhism. There are 5 wisdom of Buddhisms that purifies the mind to help one reach enlightenment. A few which we cannot pronounce the original names of it are the wisdom or suchness. The wisdom or mirror-like awareness and the awareness of the sameness. The wisdom of suchness. In layman term means to think of nothing, to have no thoughts on nor desires. The wisdom or mirrors like awareness is to devoted of all dualistic thoughts and ever united with its content. As a mirror, it is with its reflections. The idea behind the 5 wisdom has gone through a considerable development within the Tibetan Buddhism, where they are embodiment of these 5 wisdoms.
Next, we have the inspirations and thoughts behind Buddhism. When you hear something about Buddhism in the daily news, you usually think of it having a background of huge idols and yellow-robed monks, with a thick atmosphere of incense fumes. You never feel that there's anything in it for you, except maybe an exotic spectacle. But is that all there is in Buddhism? Do the news photographers take pictures of the real Buddhism? Do the glossy magazines show you the fundamentals or only the externals? Although generally regarded as a religion, Buddhism is basically a method of cultivating the mind, and the inspirations behind the belief is to end suffering and receive enlightenment. The origins of suffering is dissatisfaction. To be truly happy, you must not be unhappy. This means you have to be thankful, even for the things that are bad for you. The origins of dissatisfaction is craving. The more you want and the more you can't get, the unhappier you will be. So in order to receive enlightenment, one must curb craving. To help the practitioner curb his craving, he can follow the Noble Eightfold Paths, which will be explained later on. There are also some quotes to help people. However many holy words you read, however many you speak, what good will they do you if you do not act upon them? Action is what counts. It means to be action-oriented and to actually do what we think, to prove what we believe by applying it in reality. Only if we walk our talk, we are authentic and truthful to ourselves. To apply yourself and your ideas in reality is like a proof test for what we think is right and will work. If there's no action and therefore no testing in reality, the words or ideas themselves are of no real sustainable value. Another quote for this message is, "A dog is not considered a good dog because he is a good barker. A man is not considered a good man because he is a good talker."
Thirdly, it will be the basis of Buddhism and the analysis of 3 artworks from Buddhism. A Buddhist path can be summed up as 1. To lead a moral life. 2. To be mindful and aware of thoughts and action. 3. To develop wisdom and understanding. Buddhism is built on the 4 noble truths. 1. Life is suffering. Example being, life includes pain, getting old, disease, and ultimately death. We also endure psychological suffering such as loneliness, frustration, fear, embarrassment, disappointment, and anger. Buddhism also explains how suffering can be avoided and how we can be truly happy. 2. Suffering is caused by craving and aversion. Aversion meaning a strong dislike. We will suffer if we expect other people to conform to our expectation. Something we want to avoid is if we want others to like us, or if we do not get something we want. In other words, getting what you want does not equate to happiness. The bottom line is, craving leads to physical suffering. Number 3. Suffering can overcome and happiness can be attained. True happiness exists if we give up useless craving and learn to live each day at a time, not dwelling in the past or the imagined future. Then we can truly be happy and free. We then have more time, and energy to help others. This is nirvana. Number 4, the Noble Eightfold Path is the path which leads to the end of suffering. What is the Noble Eightfold Path? The Noble Eightfold Path is being moral. What we do and what we say is who we are. Being aware of thoughts and actions. The Buddhist also believes in karma, aka what goes around comes around. Next, we have 3 artworks. The first one we have the cookie cutter artwork of Buddha. Notice his hands, it's touching the floor. It was the time when Buddha received enlightenment and truly became Buddha, the God he was. At the time, he was challenged, so he touched the earth, and the earth testified for him. The next is the proportions of the design of Buddha. The perfect proportions of Buddha. The graciousness of his physical form represents one of the 10 qualities of all powers of a Buddha. They are characteristics of a physical harmony and beauty of a great being, and are described in the story of the life. And lastly, we have 10 hand gestures from the Buddha statues, but let us only go through 3. Firstly, we have Abhayaha, means no fear. Secondly, we have Dhyana, which means meditation. And lastly, we have Namaskara, which means greeting and adoration.
Does Buddhism have any benefits to you as a designer? Let us go through 3 points to suggest it does. Most Buddhist monks do meditation, and it can be applied to our daily life routine because it gives us benefits for creativity, such as the following. Focus. Concentration is essential to outstanding creative execution and performance. The simple act of focusing on your breathing day after day will gradually improve your powers of concentration. Patience. Meditation can be incredibly boring for once in your life. You're not trying to do anything or think anything. Just sit there and pay attention to your immediate experience, and you will encounter all kinds of resistance to doing it. Zen priest Steve Hagen says, if you can get past resistance to meditation, nothing else in life will be an obstacle. Is Buddhism relevant to society now? The modern world has developed much in science and technology, but all humanity is living in constant fear and tension of mutual annihilation of the great powers, along with the total destruction of all humanity. In the face of this unfortunate situation, human beings are trying to seek ways and means to find some solutions to this universal problem. The noble message and teachings of the Buddha, where tolerance and compassion predominate, is the surest solution to this problem.